are you a startup trying to build business credit? Okay, now if that's you, then I'm going to help you build up your business credit on steroids. All right, now the reason that I'm gonna help you do this is because I'm gonna show you the fastest way to position yourself to get access to funding. All right, and I'm talking about some of the easiest credit cards you should be using to help build up that business credit so that you can get access to more funding. Now here's the thing about it: when building up business credit with a startup, one of the things that I always tell people is choose the right bank account. Okay, choose the right business bank account. Now this is important. The reason is because all banks don't report to the business credit bureaus. So for many of us that are new to the business credit world, when we start a business, we go to our community banks, or we may go to our credit unions like Navy Federal in order to start getting business credit cards and business lines of credit. But the problem is, by us opening up those business bank accounts, and we may have regular deposits going into those business bank accounts, they're not reporting to the business credit bureaus. Okay, and so by them not actually reporting your business transactions is not helping you grow your business credit, especially your business bank rating, so that you can get access to more funding. So the banks that I always tell people, you want to look at the gatekeepers, the major banks. All right, and so 3 of the top major banks that you should consider is Chase Bank. The reason is because they report to Experian, Equifax, Small Business Financial Exchange, and shares that information with Dun & Bradstreet. Now, the next bank is Citibank. Citibank reports to Experian, Equifax, Small Business Financial Exchange, and shares with Dun & Bradstreet. And then you have Capital One. Capital One, again, Experian, Equifax, Small Business Financial Exchange, and Dun & Bradstreet. Now, for many of us that have startups and we're trying to get business funding, we're always focused on the net 30s. What about the net 30s? And we miss steps. One of the biggest things that I always tell people, and I've been telling people this for years, the most important things besides a net 30, a DUNS number, a PAYDEX, is you making daily or weekly deposits into your business bank account. The reason is because this helps with your business bank rating. That's the most important element in terms of helping you get funding. Now, is Dun & Bradstreet important? Of course they're important, but it depends on what segment of the business you're focusing on. Now, if you're needing equipment and supplies and stuff, that's where Dun & Bradstreet comes in. But if you're actually focusing on funding, you really need to focus on your business bank rating to be able to get the maximum amount of funding. So that's the reason the weekly and daily deposits are so important. Now, another thing that I would tell you to do is consider opening up either a PayPal business account, a Square business account, or a Stripe business account. Now, the reason that you want to open up either one of those business accounts, or you can open up all 3, because your business transactions, I would tell you, have those. Let's just take PayPal for example. People that are paying you from your business, have them to be invoiced or paid to PayPal. Then by you having them pay to PayPal, this is going to build up a relationship with PayPal to where PayPal will give you a loan whether you have bad credit or not. Okay, because they're focusing on the actual business transactions. All right, also with PayPal lending, not only do they not just look at the business transactions, but it helps with business credit cards as well. I continue to tell people that PayPal is going to be a leader soon in the business banking arena. Okay, you can even not have a relationship with PayPal and still be able to use their business loan builder to get a loan from them, or just to apply for a business credit card. All right, now the reason that PayPal comes into play for your transactions that are being paid to PayPal, then transferring those those deposits over to your regular business bank account. You're creating a paper trail. So the documents you'll be able to use with other lenders that don't look at your personal credit in order to get funding. So you want to have multiple paper trails to where you can verify, hey, this is my income, this is how much I make, although I have bad credit, I still need to get funding. And a lot of lenders look at that paper trail, will give you the funding. All right, so that's very important. Now let's talk about some net 30s. All right, and there's 3 net 30s that I would definitely tell you should have. The first net 30 is NAV, and that's so you can monitor your business credit. All right, so NAV gives you your Dun & Bradstreet score, gives you your Experian score, as well as your Equifax score. They also give you a free personal credit score, but it's a Vantage score, all right? But at the same time, because they report to Experian, and most business credit cards, they usually pull from Experian, whether it's on a FICO 8 or a FICO 9. This is the reason why I tell a lot of people that are startups, you need to build the foundation faster in a more structured way so that you can get funded, especially in an environment right now where a lot of the banks, they're starting to tighten up on lending. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Now, another one is eCredible. eCredible reports to Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax, Sonia, I think CreditSafe. So they're reporting to different credit bureaus. Then you have Strategic Network System. Strategic Network System, they report to Experian Business. All right, and then if another one you may want to look at is Wise Business Plan. Now, you may not need a business plan, but at the same time, they offer other business credit services so that you can get them the report, which is to your Equifax, Dun & Bradstreet, and Experian as well. All right, so that's the third step, right? So we got the business account, we got the PayPal account, we have the net 30s. Now let's talk about credit cards. Which credit cards should we go after first? Again, I would tell you, I would go after the secured. If I have bad credit and I'm trying to start out as a startup, I would go after credit cards that are secured credit cards that are low in limit to start up. Like starts with $500 secured card, but it reports to Experian Business. Okay, then you have Bank of America secured business credit card. Bank of America secured business credit card starts out at $1,000 secured. It reports to Small Business Financial Exchange, but at the same time, that information is shared with Dun & Bradstreet and Experian. Then you have your A to B gas card. With your A to B gas card, it reports to Experian Business the security deposit of $500. Those are your secured cards. Now, your regular unsecured cards, the only card that I would suggest you to go after is the Capital One Spark business credit card. Okay, and the reason why you want this card, not only because all you need is a 580 credit score to get this card, but at the same time it reports to Experian, Equifax, Small Business Financial Exchange, and shared with Dun & Bradstreet. So if you build that foundation, just that foundation alone, I'm telling you, you will be able to get the maximum amount of funding because you done built your foundation all the way out. Most people tell you to get a whole lot of this net 30, that net 30. It's not necessary. You don't have to have 10, 20 net 30s in order to get business credit funding anymore. It used to be that way. As a matter of fact, with a lot of net 30s and stuff like this, they're wanting you to purchase from them 2 and 3 times before they actually even report. So that's the reason you don't want to be gambling on when they're going to report on your business credit file and stuff like that to build up the business credit. You want to know exactly what it is you need to do in order to get the maximum amount of funding. Now, if you have any questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.